Today on the show, have you seen this guitar? The iconic cherry red Gibson, played by Marty McFly in Back to the Future, has been missing since the 80s, and now both Gibson and Fox want your help to find it. Plus, we're going to answer some of your burning GNR questions and review the song of the day, Promise by Slash, featuring the legendary Chris Cornell. All this and more today on the Guns N' Radio podcast. And today, why don't we kick things off with, you had a news story.
Those of you who remember, there's a certain movie that's celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, Back to the Future. And you remember there was that one scene where Michael J. Fox shreds and rips ass on some guitar. That guitar, that's the cherry red Gibson ES345, has been missing, I think, ever since that movie was shot.
I think one of the actors or the extras took it home?
No one knows right now, man. But, when they returned to make the sequels, they weren't able to find out where it was. So someone in props must have took it or lost it or something. But now Gibson has launched a campaign to recover the guitar about 40 years later. Fans who have any tips regarding the whereabouts of this guitar, they can leave a tip. There's a Lost to the Future website that Gibson has set up, or you can text 1-855-345-1955 and let them know.
That'd be interesting. Do they know the serial number on that guitar?
Maybe, who knows? It's just a publicity thing, it seems like, because it's also related to a documentary that they're putting out called Lost to the Future. This whole documentary is supposed to come out this year. There was a countdown, actually, that wraps up in about 4 months and 18 days. It's going to feature interviews with Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd. Oh, they even got Huey Lewis, who did The Power of Love for that movie as well. So maybe it's a whole big tie-in, who knows, but it's pretty crazy. I mean, we've heard stories of lost sort of instruments and these big well-known artifacts. Remember, there's a whole thing with one of Paul McCartney's bass guitars that was lost for 50, it's almost 60 years. And it just, I think the last couple of years, it was literally sitting up in someone's attic. And they're like, oh, here you go, Mr. McCartney.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's basically brought down from one generation to another generation to another generation. And then Paul's like, oh, yeah, I've still been looking for this bass. And all these, I guess, bunch of big Beatles fans, any McCartney fans were like, we got to track where this bass went.
The internet found it.
The internet does what the internet will do. You know how it is.
Internet go internet.
The internet's going to internet, Hey, if we can find the most mysterious song in the world, we can find a lot of crazy things. Maybe we can find this guitar if this is actually true.
Yeah, man, I'm still waiting on that Fex album to come out, and I'm going to buy that when it does.
Oh, fuck yeah. Because I haven't heard anything. I know they were on, local radio, I guess, because they're German or something. They played the song live. And that's the last I've heard of them, to be honest. I haven't really been.
Yeah, they had a flash in the pan on that story, and then they just went away.
Yeah, and I think it's weird because people are uploading the song on a Spotify, but I don't think it's actually them doing it. Which is kind of shitty.
Yeah, that is shitty.
Because it's give these guys the credit, man. Fuck.
I also saw that Dropkick Murphys is about to release a new album.
Nice.
Looks like it's going to be a good one. They just put out a single. The album is called For the People, and they just put out, they put out a whole ass music video called Who Will Stand With Us. So if you haven't already checked that out, go check that out, man. That seems like that's going to be because I know the song's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So sounds like another good pissed off punk rock album. Anytime the government starts showing their ass a little bit and the people need to raise up a little bit,
whoop, whoop.
Punk rock music makes a comeback.
One way or another.
Hopefully.
Hey, Green Day did with American Idiot. Let's see. Who's the next?
I love punk rock, but I'd also love to live in a world where we no longer need it.
Very true.
That being said, what do you say, Chris? You want to get into some Reddit questions?
Yeah, let's get into this stuff. Let's see what the internet has to say about Guns N' Roses this week.
All right, so let's answer some Reddit questions. So first off, we've got this post here from Let's Talk Music. And H.H. Keegan says this: can we discuss the weird gap that Guns N' Roses filled in the late 80s / early 90s? I've been trying to weigh which band had a better debut album, Van Halen's self-titled or Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. And I was thinking about it more and more, and I realized that there is very overt Van Halen influence all over other 80s rock groups, particularly hair and glam acts.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, despite GNR's explosion in massive popularity at the turn of the decade, in the late 80s, and having one of the most legendary debut rock albums of all time, seriously, regardless of if you enjoy their music or not, Appetite is an indisputably, masterfully crafted hard rock album straight out of the gate. But here's the thing, I hear Eddie Van Halen and David Lee Roth's influence, including when it comes to their stage presence and their theatrics all over other popular 80s rock and metal groups. But GNR seemed to be kind of a unique creature. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a high-profile group that came later that really emulated that hard rock, blues, plus falsetto vocal, plus hard partying, insane arena rock sound and image. They're almost like a lightning strike, to use a dramatic analogy. I think GNR's influence was overshadowed by the explosion of grunge, and that also happened around 1990, which has a much lower barrier for entry. You can say that again. I.e., it's generally not as technical, though I wouldn't necessarily consider GNR to be a highly technical band in the first place. That's for debate. That was more fresh sounding. I'm curious to hear other people's perceptions of GNR's influence on future artists and what may or may not have affected that influence.
I mean, they both are very equally influential. I mean, like, your debut album is like going right out the gate. Like, it's already this, like, for Appetite took a little while to get to really that sort of, that notoriety that it got, but I generally think it's one of the highest selling debut albums in America or something like that. It's one of, if not the highest selling debut album, something like that. The record shows, with Van Halen 1, that was like, the start of like a new sound sort of in rock, whereas like, with Appetite, I think it kind of started a different trend in rock. It was a little bit rooted in the hair and the glam, but it had elements of a lot of other things as well. They weren't, doing the fucking the shtick Motley Crue is doing, where they're shouting out their favorite strip clubs for clout in their songs. They were talking about real life shit. This is, welcome to the fucking jungle. You're gonna die. Or, where it's like Maya Michelle, where they wrote a song about some chick they knew, and it was pretty accurate to her life. She didn't mind it. Or, we had Axl fucking someone on a song. Hey, yo, Rocket Queen.
You know why? I'll tell you, I bet you I know why nobody else has done it. I bet they make weird noises.
Oh, maybe.
You really want to hear some Gen Z kid having sex? Oh, they sound
God,
like,
no.
oh, give me daddy, oh, yeah, come on, internet daddy,
Oh, yeah, then you get accused of, like, doing some underage shit, and you don't want that.
Yeah. Gen Z kids are the worst.
Yep. Fuck them all.
I don't know, Gen Alpha's pretty rough, too.
Oh, every generation afterwards is just going to be even worse and worse. Doesn't matter anymore.
I think that's why we're not immortal creatures.
Mm-hmm.
I think secretly anybody that has advanced that enough in science subconsciously doesn't want to make that happen, because at some point you've just had enough. You know what I mean?
Pretty
I
much.
think that's the design of the world. Like, by the time you get old and pass, it's like, man, it's not even your world anymore. You just want out, and you can see that in them kids these days. All right, in the chat, Void of Music says, people who say Slash isn't a technical player haven't listened to the Coma solo. What do you think, Chris?
I would agree with that. You can jam on some shit for 10 minutes, I would agree. There's definitely some technicality on that solo.
Is it technicality, or is it just endurance? Like, Slash has that. What do you call it when you run a lot? So you can run a whole bunch.
He's got stamina. He's got cardio.
Stamina. Yeah. There we go. It's a Is it a stamina thing? Maybe.
Yeah, could be. I mean, that we did joke that dude could literally play for hours.
I
We
mean,
do joke
we
the
got
menu's
that joke.
closing and he's still ripping the end solo to Paradise City. So who knows?
As they usher people away, Slash is
Literally.
still
We gotta tear the stage, tear down. The crew can't do their job, Slash. God damn it, go home.
there. They tear it down around Slash.
Yeah, somebody unplug his fucking mic.
Who is the best looking member of Guns N' Roses in your opinion?
Oh, classic.
Steven.
Yeah, I was gonna go along the same lines. I'm like, that dude could have gotten a lot of tail
Am I
back
back?
then. Too bad he was on too many drugs.
Yeah, poor Steven, man. Poor Steven.
Yeah, poor guy. But I mean, like, I get why. It's like, if you can't, like, pull your fucking weight, then you gotta go,
I'm going to reword the question.
All right.
You got to bang one person featured on Appetite for Destruction. They did say the original lineup. Gun to your head, you got to pick.
Oh,
Who you
man.
banging?
Well, happy Pride Month, Axl Rose. I will bang you. Put me on Rocket Queen.
I was going to say Michelle or whoever is fucking in Rocket Queen.
I don't care. I'd be immortalized in music for 40 plus years, 50 years. Who knows? That album's going to be in the National Library of Congress soon, so who knows? If it already hasn't been.
Oh, man. Somebody should take Rocket Queen, edit out the sex sounds, and put in just random bits of Hank Hill going, oh, oh, oh.
Oh, Bobby. Oh, dang, these kids. One part ice.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny right there.
All right, from r/unpopular opinion, Melody says Guns N' Roses is awful. I hate Guns N' Roses while Slash is a decent guitarist. Axl Rose's, quote, singing voice is really annoying, and he sounds like a yowling cat. At least he was handsome when he was younger, but unfortunately that's about it.
That is
I've
very
heard
odd
that
take.
before. Like, I've heard that from somebody before in real life, that they didn't like GNR because Axl's voice was shrill. So, I mean, I guess there could be people that just, everybody's got different tastes. And hell, everybody's even got different hearing capability.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I guess to somebody with sensitive ears, I can understand it.
Yeah, I guess so. But I don't know. I guess, it's a very it seems like a semi-unpopular opinion. To each their own. I mean, even looking through the comments of that one, before I went on the air for this, some people are kind of half agreeing with her, half disagreeing with her,
Yeah.
Well, I say November Rain is overplayed. To some extent, yes, absolutely. But I mean, there's a lot of other songs from different artists that were played, like, that's kind of what happens when you become, this artist, building music for over 30 plus years. Like Queen. You only really played like fucking 5 songs from Queen. You're gonna hear Bohemian Rhapsody, another one Bites the Dust, that combo of We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions. And then, I don't know, sometimes you may get like a random one, I guess. What would be another one?
From Queen?
Oh, Under Pressure, probably the Queen and David Bowie. That's one you hear all the time. If you're listening to just regular ass terrestrial fucking radio,
I mean, I get it, because, that's why I don't care for Sweet Child of Mine. It's just everybody, they played it to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care for that one myself.
That's the thing, too, Even, I can even attest to that, too, especially as, like, a Prince fan. It's like, all you ever hear is, like, his, like, 80s stuff. I'm like, play some shit from the 90s. He had hits, too, man. He had great stuff from the 90s.
Agreed. Mike Blakesley says Axl sounds a lot better in 2025.
Are you sure about that? Are Are you really sure? I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago. We have audio and visuals to back it up, so you know, Mike, I love you, but like, I don't think so. That's what we're gonna have to disagree on. That's a very unpopular opinion right there in our comments. That's more unpopular than this opinion.
All right, we got time for one more.
Yeah.
In the chat, our boy Mike Blixley says, I worked with people that hated Axl, and then I would start naming songs and deep cuts, and they would say, now that's a good song. Well,
Yeah, you gotta discover
so
discography,
maybe,
dude. That's why.
yeah, well, I'll tell you, the biggest thing you run into as a GNR fan, when people find out that you're a GNR fan, they immediately start shitting on GNR. Especially if they like a band that they know is lame, and then you call them out on it being lame, then they immediately start attacking GNR. They can't defend their own band, so they just chat. They instead they try to chop down the one that you like.
Pretty much.
And it's like, look, bruh. First off, I've heard it all before, all right? I've said it all before when it comes to this band, okay? I've had my loves and my hates with this band. I love and hate this band. I hate that I love this band.
Yeah, we both do. And some days, you know, it do be like that.
Yeah, and, you know, there's nothing you could say to me about GNR that, one, probably, if you know what you're talking about, isn't true. And two, that I hadn't already said my own self. I can't help it that you like shitty bands like the Beatles and Nirvana, okay? And maybe you just have bad taste. All right? Oh, by the way, now wait a minute, hang on. I think Void's trolling us here. Because Void says, genuinely he sounds better than in 21, 22, or 23. No, he fucking doesn't, dude.
Maybe on a couple songs, yeah, but like when you know you're forgetting the lyrics to Hard School, and then also I think in a couple shows ago he like switched the verses of Sweet Child of Mine. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
I don't know. I think Mike's in on it too because he says Axe definitely sounds better right now. Does he have a new vocal coach? Wow.
You fucking wish.
Are you guys watching the same shit we're watching?
Yeah.
I don't think you are.
I don't know, man. You've not been watching the clips and stuff that's been coming out. The band just goes along. Yeah, totally. Hard School. Yeah. Should have taken Axl to fucking
yeah, they just keep going.
Can I get a teleprompter, please? I mean, he has like 7 of them, and you still fuck it up? Like, come on. God damn.
He finds a way. Unpopular opinion. This is from r/grunge by Darth Kyle 22. Unpopular opinion. Guns N' Roses started the grunge movement. Now, before you get your pitchforks out, let me explain. If you listen to songs like It's So Easy, it has hair metal lyrics, sex, etc., but it sounds darker in tone. And Mr. Brownstone brought in a near complete grunge sound. It almost sounds like it was from Facelift by Alice in Chains, considering how oddly funky that album is. And then you get to the Use Your Illusion songs like Dustin Bones, Double Talkin' Jive, Locomotive, Civil War, and 14 Years all have a dark overtone to them, which is similar to grunge. Yes, some of the songs like Sweet Child of Mine and Pretty Tied Up may be complete glam/hair metal, but others sound like the beginning of grunge.
If anything, grunge was more influenced. A lot of these grunge bands started out as like hair metal bands. Alice in Chains was like started off like kind of hair metal. Like Facelift is very much a hard rock album. It wasn't even grunge at all, really. Like I just don't get it. Like the only reason I'd say Guns N' Roses may have started the grunge movement because they had, you know, grunge bands opening for them. Soundgarden was opening for them a lot during the Use Your Illusion tour. I wouldn't really categorize Faith No More as a grunge band, but I guess they're part of that 90s rock movement, you know.
I don't think I would count them as grunge.
They're more like alt rock, but I mean, like Faith No More was like big in the 90s too, and they were opening for GNR.
True.
So I mean, that's the only reason I can really see like them starting the grunge movement. I guess because Axl was like, I hear this new thing and I gotta, get on it. 'Cause, he really wanted Nirvana to open for Guns N' Roses, and that never was gonna fucking happen.
No. Well, I will say this: the Use Your Illusion song, anything after Appetite, came out after grunge. So I would say, counter to that argument, that those songs, Dustin Bones, Double Talking Jive, and all that, if anything, those songs were influenced by grunge, not the other way around. But I guess I can kind of see a little bit of what they mean. And when I say that, what I mean is, Guns N' Roses did the glam thing for like one music video for like 2 seconds until they, and I've said it before, but they did the glam thing for like 2 seconds before they made their money and went, all right, fuck this, we ain't doing this shit no more.
Yeah.
And they do have a more grunge look to them. I mean, Axl Rose dresses like a guy you'd meet in college, but then also wears like 8,000 rings and necklaces and shit.
And a kilt for reasons.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen many a guys in kilt in college.
Yeah, but they were actually probably had like Scottish heritage to do that kind of shit.
Yeah, maybe. Kilts were popular in punk rock also.
Oh, that too, yeah. Very true. So like it was very much an amalgamation of things then, it seems.
Yeah. I think maybe rather than being influenced or starting grunge or anything like that, maybe the same musical influences and things that influenced other bands, the changing aesthetic of the time, a few different things like that could have impacted both players, if you will, or both groups similarly.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Like Guns N' Roses. Yeah, Guns N' Roses didn't do the makeup shit very long. They did it for a minute. As soon as they didn't have to, that shit went right the fuck away.
That was early club days.
Yeah, that's what people were getting away from anyway, naturally. So, I don't know. I'm hesitant to say they started grunge because I don't really think that they're all that grungy. But I think they are just similarly impacted by the world they lived in at the time.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, there were still like, dude, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, even like right around the time, they came out the same month as Nirvana's Nevermind, I think a little bit before, but they were still the number 1 and 2 records at the time they were released. And realistically, grunge didn't really take off until maybe early '92. Once some MTV got a hold of the Smells Like Teen Spirit music video, that was just, that's kind of where it really took off. It wasn't like, this instant thing where it's like, boom, Nirvana just killed everyone's fucking careers, Yeah, Nirvana did ruin music. We were on. It wasn't for long,
pretty good.
So.
Yeah, that's okay. Kurt Cobain took care of that for us.
Void here saying surprised I guess the Guns N' Roses grunge movement thing isn't more of a popular take since Duff is from Seattle. True, but Duff was very much more a punk rocker,
Yeah.
And he was way out of Seattle by the time grunge was starting. Like that dude was basically like didn't know what was fucking.
Well, now I don't know by the time it was starting. By the time it was getting popular, he was long gone. Like a movement will start like sometimes even like a decade before we ever see it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we got for GNR Reddit questions, and we're gonna move right on into our next bit. It is time for.
I do.
That's me. And fuck yeah, we've got a brand new fantasy rock draft up. But first, I'm sad to report the streak is over. My plan to just draft album covers that had titties on them to win the most epic album covers did not work out for me. with his team of Van Halen 1984, Blink-182's Enema of the State, and Danger's Danger.
Yeah.
Chris Caputo won with 75% of the votes last time on the Fantasy Rock Draft.
I was gonna say, you should have known, man. You remember our Tournament of Awesome this year? Boobies was like heading to the final round, and it lost to Puppies.
That's right. That's right.
So boobies don't always win, my friend.
Yeah, well, you can't blame a guy for trying. And you know what? What good came of it? We got to stare at boobs
That's
for
true.
like 15
That's
minutes.
Very
That's
true.
a part of the. And I'll never complain about that. So.
You can't, man.
I mean, we've built a whole industry around it. We built the internet specifically with one purpose. So we stare at boobs all day.
Yeah. Back then, you have to wait about an hour for them to load. Now,
I know.
1 second.
Or back then, it'd get like, she'd be loading and she'd get like to here, you just see the top and then mom walk in, you
Yeah.
have to close it real quick.
Yeah, then someone uses the phone. It's like, God damn it. Get off the phone.
The kids today will never know the struggle that we went through to see some boobs.
Yeah, the struggle of, being the meat.
I know, right?
You have
Used
to
to be
really
a chore.
You have to smuggle Playboy in somehow, steal it from somewhere.
Shit, at my house, we couldn't get that. I had to steal the Victoria's Secret catalog before my mom threw it away. They would send it in the mail for free, and then mom would throw it away because they were very, like, corncob up their ass Christians.
Ah.
They're sending this filth in the mail! So yeah, I'd have to steal that real quick, and before mom saw it, and then there was a time. Kids today will never know how sad it is to have to jack off to the bra section in the JCPenney catalog.
Yeah, or the Sears catalog. R.I.P. Sears. God but never forgotten.
When internet boobs became easier to see, we didn't need your catalog anymore. We got toilet paper and we got internet boobs, so we don't have no need for the Sears catalog anymore. Rest in peace. Anyway, Fantasy Rock Draft, we are building our own 3-day fantasy festival.
Mm-hmm.
And who is our headliners for each night? That's what we're drafting today. So our first festival headliner, well, actually, I won the dice roll earlier, so I went first. And I'm going to tell you, we both, I forgot to do this. And that sound means that the picks are in.
Oh, yeah.
So before the show came on, we were talking, and we both had a different strategy for picking our fantasy festival headliner 3-day lineup here. And my strategy was to have something a little different every day. And I'll let Chris tell his strategy when he makes his first pick. But with that, I thought the first day, we're going to give the punk rock guys something they like. The pop punk gang, I have something to come in and watch and enjoy. So my first pick was Green Day.
All right. So you're going with the very varied strategy. Me, I'm just like, I need goats, only the greatest artists of all time. I don't care if you're dead or alive, you're showing up to this place. So don't come to fuck around and come to play out the show in style. I want people to be like, oh, I don't know, man. All these closing guys could take the cake for greatest sets of the weekend. And I think one that comes to mind, a great band that could steal any show. I mean, they stole Live Aid back in '85. We're talking about Queen.
All right. All of mine are alive. I will say that. So keep that in mind. I didn't draft any dead people, but I'm like, it's like a fantasy festival. Night 2, we get together one of the greatest bands in the world that's currently retired. Everybody's still alive, though, everybody that matters. And let's get them back together for one night reunion at Dustin's big old badass Fantasy Rock Festival. And that, of course, is Kiss. Who wouldn't want Kiss to come back one more time? Come on now, y'all go see it. I'd go see it.
Someone would pay Gene Simmons $12,500 to be his roadie for that show.
Yeah.
Be my roadie. Get me my bass, you bitch.
We making bank.
You're not getting an autograph because I'm going to lecture you about 20 minutes about autographs because fuck you. Hold the wig properly, asshole.
What a douchebag.
Shine my boots and my fucking codpiece.
You have to shine it while he wears it.
Yeah. Not even Shannon does this.
You know. Oh, that was funny. I don't know why that got me like it did, but man, that got me. Oh, I'm crying. Oh, that was good. That's the most actionist codpiece I've seen in 20 years.
God knows how many. Well, since he popped out 2 kids, that was it. I'm done.
Get that codpiece away from me.
Give it to the guy from Cameo. He needs another one.
You think he wore the spikes and the boots during sex? I definitely think he has.
Well, it'd be pretty tough unless he's like, I don't think you want to be on top and you're getting impaled by a spike while, you're getting banged by your husband. That'd be interesting. Unless he wore like the fake plastic version that they'll probably like sell in 20 years. They'll put you as well with the Kiss coffin. We'll put you in full Kiss regalia.
You can buy that now.
Probably could, honestly. It's gonna be an add-on for the Kiss coffin. We will also dress you in Kiss regalia. You'll be buried just like one of the 4 avatars there.
We'll kill 3 of your friends and we'll bury you as the band.
Well, we'll give it to you for free if you want to be dressed up as Peter Criss when you die. So.
Yeah.
Because as Family Guy joked, no one wants to be Peter Criss, not even Peter Criss.
That's true, though. I mean, think about it. When you and your friends dressed up to go see, even if you wore makeup to see Kiss, it was always somebody's girlfriend that was Peter Criss that didn't really listen to the band.
Yeah. Oh, he's cute, the kitty cat. Meow.
Oh man, what's your next pick?
My next pick, geez, I'm going more dead acts. Say what you want about whatever controversies may have been a part of, but like undeniably one of the greatest acts of probably all of music, I'd say. Michael Jackson's gonna be my day 2 headliner.
Okay.
Give that man all the money for a nice little stage show production. Do it up.
I mean, I don't see what he's gonna use the money on.
Yeah, this is hypothetical though.
All right. Just don't have no kids in the front row.
That's okay. Listen, I'll be like Coachella in 20 years. Everything's gonna be a hologram. And we're all gonna live stream it via our Apple Vision Pro 8s or whatever.
That'd be a good thing for Michael Jackson. The only people that go to Coachella is a bunch of rich kids anyway.
Exactly. Listen, Tupac's hologram was there one year. Why not?
Oof.
We're running out of headliners, and they're running out of old bands from the 90s that people give a shit about to reunite, so...
That's because they don't make stars anymore. They make catchy fucking songs for 10 minutes that go away, and then you never hear from them again. Mm-hmm. Like, everything is so fucking overproduced just to be catchy and to be viral for like 5 minutes, and then that artist goes away, and they're on to the next fucking thing, like after, 2 weeks?
Yeah. That's the TikTokification of music right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same with that, what's that chick that's got that Rosé that's got that Bruno Mars song?
Yeah, the K-pop
That's everywhere now. You watch it by this time, in like a month. That damn thing. It's already being used as just as the instrumentals. I saw it on a commercial the other day. And it's like, okay, so they're selling it for stock music now. So
yeah, this is going to sell Dodge Rams, bro.
Yeah. I don't know if it's still charting or not, but I feel like, first off, I do like that song. I'm not shitting on that song at all.
Yeah.
I'm just using that as the example of the big hit at this point. That this episode was recorded.
Yeah. It's crazy because at the time of this recording too, Bruno Mars is #1, the most listened to artist on Spotify as of right now. The dude broke he's at 160 million monthly listeners on Spotify, which is insane.
Oh wow. Well, good for him.
You know.
By the way, next time you listen to that song, when it's got a hell of a bass solo in it. And I think I may have said this on the show, maybe not, but you're gonna hear it again if I have. The part where it's like, "Hold on, I'm on my way." Like it's distracted by the long notes from the girl. "I'm on my way." That whole part, that whole sequence. Underneath that, if you really listen, there's a hell of a good bass guitar solo going on. While she's doing all that, she's just taking all the shine from it, and nobody noticed that. But I did, and yeah, I think it's dope. Well, my final night, we got to close out our festival. All good things got to come to the end. So the third night, I'm ready to cash in. Listen, I helped Rick put on Minerva. All right, I've seen how much work goes into having a one-day festival, much less a 3-day festival. Your boy Dustin likes to cash in something big and then never have to work again. I like to do a lot of work one time and then not work anymore. That's
it.
That's how I like to operate. Just one big boom, work real hard for 3 days and then never work again.
I'm done for the year.
So my third one is definitely a cash in, but also one that I think would be a cash in because a lot of people would come to it and a lot of people would enjoy it, myself included. Taylor Swift.
It's also smart because you can sell the single day ticket for day 3 to be $3,000, and those Swiftie fans are nut jobs and they'll still buy it. And they'll come wearing their diapers because they can't miss a single second of her singing.
Oh no, we'll sell those.
Branded diapers.
We will sell those at the entrance.
Yeah, with Taylor Swift's face right on front of the.
You can keep your Bircham Fest diaper, because I guarantee you, if I make 8 figures on this bitch, I will never do this again. So. Enjoy.
And then as soon as you do that, you bet on black, and then you lose it all. So at the roulette
hell
table.
Oh hell no! I'll be doing this show from my yacht. We'll be having to figure out the sound problems from the water.
This guy will be on satellite Wi-Fi or some shit.
You're all gonna have to get used to seeing me without a shirt on real fucking quick. I swear by all that is mighty.
Well, we will be live streaming via Pornhub now because we may see his dick flying out. Who knows?
I think if I was a multi-billionaire and I never had to work again, and there's no way I would ever spend all my money in my whole life, no matter what retarded thing I bought, I probably would never wear pants again and then just pay the fines. So.
Here's 100. Here's 2. Here's 500. Whatever.
Yeah, just go get my ticket from the cop for walking around without pants on, and then I'll pay the fine.
Yeah.
Believe me, there ain't nothing sexual about this. Your boy just don't want to wear pants anymore. I'm over it. But anyway, let's do a quick recap.
I didn't say my last one, brother.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I got mixed
you
up.
Mentioned
You usually win these.
Yeah.
And I'm used to going.
You're just speedrun. You're let me just get to the L next week. Let's go, guys. Come on, community,
Yeah. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Go ahead. What's your last pick?
Because you mentioned Taylor Swift. I know she's been in the news the last couple of days because I believe she bought back the masters to her original recordings. It was pretty pricey. It's about $300 million for her, but that's chump change for a billionaire, pretty much. So
yeah, that's like you and me buying it for $50.
Pretty much, but it gives me thoughts to another artist who really fought for, the rights of the musician, the rights of the artist. Another person who really fought hard for their masters way back, and didn't really get it until a few years before the end of his lifetime. My personal pick for greatest of all time. Singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist galore. We're closing out the Goat Fest here with Prince.
Oh, look, now the dad guy.
That's okay. Listen, it isn't the guys that are running his estate now will probably make some merch money off of this.
Well, there you
Because
go, folks.
we can't have a documentary on Netflix that may say a couple bad things about him. He's already fucking dead. Who cares?
So I think, guys, what you got to pick today is who's got the better lineup, Dustin or Chris with 3 corpses that they dig up and throw on the stage.
Yeah,
That'd be funny if that's all they do. Like you just see like a skeleton laying there where Freddy would be with a microphone in his hand while Queen jams out and nothing's going on.
I wasn't gonna tell you the secret behind it, but I have contacted a certain Ash Campbell, and he knows a way to get the hands on Necronomicon, so we can easily bring back the dead, no problem. And then we have him as our head of security. Once they're done the performance, there you go. He's gonna get the chainsaw hand and just kill him again. That's it. So listen, it's a couple hours, one night only. If you ain't there, you ain't there. We're not live streaming this thing. So,
dude, that is so funny that you say that because that's the second time Bruce Campbell's come up in a conversation today with me. So earlier today, I was at work. I know you're probably not a Doctor Who fan, but I am. We had a surprise regeneration in the last episode. And now all my friends that are big Doctor Who fans are talking about like this current one. I ain't going to spoil it if anybody hasn't seen it, but this current one is probably temporary because they're not credited as the Doctor in the post credits. They're just credited. And every time a new Doctor comes along, they credit it and introducing this person as the Doctor. But the credits didn't say that this time. It just said introducing this person. So there's speculation that this is a temporary Doctor, not a permanent one. And so it's like, well, so who's going to be the real permanent Doctor? And every time this question comes up, I give the same answer every time. Bruce Campbell needs to play Doctor Who. I want Bruce Campbell as Doctor Who. That would be the greatest Doctor ever. Even if it only lasted one season, Bruce Campbell is Doctor Who. We got to make that happen. Internet, do your thing. Reach out to Russell T Davies. Make that happen.
Actually, honestly, I think Bruce Campbell could pull that off.
Dude, I'd love it. Bruce Campbell running around in space, flying.
Just be like all hokey and hammy and shit. That'd be great.
Just be Bruce Campbell. He plays Bruce Campbell in everything.
Yeah, just do like what he did, in the Spider-Man movies with like his stupid cameos, Just do like that, but times like 100.
Yeah, there you go, man. I think that would be great. But anyway, let's do a quick recap. So, Fantasy Rock Draft. Who has the best festival, 3-day festival headliners? Green Day, Kiss, Taylor Swift for Dustin, or Chris's team of Queen, Michael Jackson and Prince? You can vote now in the post section of our YouTube channel, and we will reveal your results next week on the Guns and Radio podcast. All right, that's the Fantasy Rock Draft. Woohoo.
Fantasy Rock Draft. Let's do it, baby. Done.
Yeah, boy. And we got one more thing to do before we leave you this evening, and that is review the song of the day, Promise, by your boy Slash and the late, great, legendary Chris Cornell. Before that came in, I was about to say, I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no.
Okay, did Duff write this song?
I don't practice Santeria.
It sounds like an intro to a Duff song right now. I play the bass.
Oh, it kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Who plays bass on this? Is it Dan McKearns?
No. He was part of the touring band. I'll tell you this. So this is actually written by Chris Cornell and Slash. Josh Freese on drums. I totally forgot about that. That's a very interesting GNR connection.
Huh.
Chris Chaney on bass on this one.
Okay. Well, good job, Chris. Now, I don't know where this song's going. I'll be honest with you. I'm not
Yeah, I
sure
don't
that
know
I've
either.
heard this one.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard this one since this album came out, to be honest.
I'm sure I've heard it before, but not in a long time. I don't remember any of this.
Mhm.
And that riff sounds very, what's the word I'm looking for? Tension building. We're
In
building
a
some
way, yeah.
tension here.
Oh, for sure.
That's what I'm getting. I'm getting some suspense
But then
building up in
again,
that riff.
like we always say about Slash, it's him playing when you can hear like his touch on these like melodies and stuff, or on these little riffs. Like you can tell, I'm like, yeah, that's Slash right there. That just sounds something that Slash would come up with and play.
Certainly, certainly. And it's just something. I think you said it right. I think it's his touch, man. Because there's just something about when Slash plays this stuff that you just know.
Hmm.
You just know. You know what this is kind of reminding me in a way of, even though the singers don't sound anything alike, that
Mhm.
Beth Hart song that Slash did.
On the same album?
No, was it this album? No, it was.
Because they did a song on this album.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Was it not the one?
Mo-
No, I'm thinking of the one on the last album, the one that.
Oh,
had
on
the music
Orgy of the
videos.
Damned.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
everybody
forget
got
which-
all pissed off because I was talking about how she looks like the kind of guy who was making that joke, and then everybody in the comment section was bitching that I was making a joke.
Yeah,
So I
hang
turned
on.
off comments. Yeah.
Yeah, what song
do
is that?
that.
Hang on. I'm pulling it up right now. Oh, yeah, she's on Stormy Monday.
That ain't the one I'm talking about.
No, that's a different one than you're thinking of.
Well, what's the one I'm thinking of?
Was it that? No, she was on an song on this album too, on this 2010 album.
Oh, Stormy Monday. I guess that is it.
Yeah, because that was the last track on
No, it
Orgy.
ain't. No. Savior with a Razor.
Oh, that was her solo stuff. It was on Orgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so that wasn't on Origin. That was Beth Hart. Oh, yeah. You're right. It's Beth Hart featuring Slash.
Yeah.
The other way around. I don't. What I was saying was, I'm getting this vibe.
Hmm.
I'm getting the same similar vibe to this.
Okay.
You know what else it's making me think of?
What's that?
And this is going from the way the drums are playing, the way Chris is singing, and just the way the melody is going. It reminds me of, do you remember back in the day when Maroon 5 was good?
Oh, and they're still actually played instruments?
Yeah.
Like, so like the first two albums.
Yeah. Maybe even the first one. It's kind of reminding me of Maroon 5 a little bit.
Kind of. I mean, speaking of, we still have to review that Adam Levine song that's on this album, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he
is on this album.
Oh, wait, no, you said Chris wrote this, because I was thinking maybe he was supposed to record this and then didn't.
Yeah, I don't think we have. Let me see. I don't think we have reviewed the Adam Levine one yet. We have not. No, we have. Oh, God, we have reviewed that song, and that was fucking terrible.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Not the best, not the most glowing review for Maroon 5 right now.
Yeah, I was thinking of a different problematic singer that we still have yet to cover that features on this album.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
That's
the
gonna be
notorious Kid Cuck.
Oh, Kid Rock. I was thinking it was going to be somebody that did something terrible. Now we got to pretend that their music was never good, like R. Kelly.
If you really listen now to R. Kelly's discography, all he was talking about was just foreplay.
Yeah, I mean, listening to it now, I can't get past the shit he did.
Yeah, that's hard to, man. Like,
But a lot of times when they cancel somebody, Most people just pretend they never liked it in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
Dude was crazy, man. He would like, compare cunnilingus to eating an Oreo, which is nuts.
what?
Yeah. There's a song
Yeah.
by R. Kelly, I think it was called like Cookie or something. And the line goes, I love to lick the middle like an Oreo. I'm like, what is this guy just talking about eating pussy?
Love to lick the middle like an Oreo.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, this guy's just literally talking about cunnilingus. Alright. 10 out of 10.
You see why I say rap sucks? That's R&B, but still sucks.
It's R&B, sort of hip hop adjacent,
It's stupid.
It's dumb.
We're going to pause for a minute and let Caputo read some lyrics.
Alright. So heroes, the first time I ever saw you, you had that faraway look in your eyes, and heaven's light shined down upon you, and the whole room filled with lights. While the cruel world is going to try to change you, try to hang you up and mess with your pride. Now the rips and tears try to drain you. You gotta keep your fire burning and fight. Promise me, you won't let them put out your fire. Put out your fire. Promise me, you won't let them put out your fire.
Okay, so I was wondering why it was called Promise.
Yeah.
Because I really wasn't hearing the Promise Me part.
Mm-hmm.
But
Taking it so far, it's interesting. Even though it kind of leans more towards Chris Cornell solo when he tried going a little too pop, I think. But it's still pretty decent, I'd say, so far.
was that out around this time?
I think so. Because was this around the time when I think a couple years before this, he did that James Bond theme, You Know My Name, I think it was?
I don't remember.
I gotta look it up.
Anyway, while you look that up, I'm going to hit play. Ah, that's true. I get bitch slapped by life a lot.
Don't we all, man?
Yeah, like when we're trying to record a podcast and the goddamn internet won't act right. And it throws you out for 45 fucking minutes. Yeah, talking to you, internet people.
Yeah, motherfucker.
It's usually your internet fucking up, but I guess your hamster's feeling healthy today because it's running on his wheel pretty fast to keep your internet going. I'm sorry, Beaver. The Beaver's running pretty fast. They must have retired him and got a younger Canadian Beaver to run on the treadmill to power the Canadian internet.
Possibly.
What you guys don't know is to make up for Chris's internet, he hears all of these songs in 8-bit, and
I gotta do my reviews like that, NES style. Chiptune up in this, yeah.
Oh man, did you find what you was looking for?
Yeah, so he did the Bond theme for Casino Royale. That was in 2006. So this was recorded. So this album released 2010. The Slash album was 2010, and this was Chris Cornell coming off that really, really bad solo album he did, Scream. Where he had Timbaland of all people producing tracks for him.
Oh.
Just so weird. I remember this album got crapped on.
They dunked on it.
Yeah, it was basically, he did a pop rock sort of dance pop album. It was weird.
Yeah. Well.
So he was coming off of this stinker, which I think was 08, 09, in a year later. So that's what it's kind of reminding me of, but it's a way better version of anything from that album.
It's like if that album had one good song on it, this might have been it.
Probably, yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm hearing it now.
Mm-hmm.
See how Slash just takes it like that?
That's a pretty decent solo, man. Points for that. That was pretty good. It fits the song, man. I was just like,
man.
oh, okay, I'm cool. I'm fucking, vibing with it. Like it.
I'm enjoying this. I do like the little drop with the bass line right there.
Oh, that was pretty cool, yeah.
That was a little unexpected, a little ear candy there for you. It's like when Grandpa comes up and he's like, "Oh, what I got in my pocket, son? There's a little piece of candy for you."
Oh, piece of candy. Piece of candy.
Yeah, I'll take that candy. Thank you for the candy.
Piece of candy. Oh, piece of candy. Piece of candy. Oh, watch out, we're gonna trap James Woods again. I'm gonna get that rat bastard.
Who's doing the backing vocals here?
Let me see if I can find that.
Is anybody credited?
Let's see. Chris Cornell vocals. Let me see.
Could just be Chris.
I think it's probably just Chris Cornell laying his stuff down. So hang on. Let me see. This is track number 5. Let me see if I can find it on here. There's a harpsichord on this track. Shout out to the harpsichord.
Hell yeah, we played one of those in Boston.
Yeah.
On the Boston vlog. Go check that out. Now available on the Guns and Radio YouTube channel.
Yeah, nothing about backing vocals on this track. Just Chris Cornell vocals and production as well on
okay,
this
well.
song. So it could just be like layered. They layered Chris's vocals maybe a couple more times. They just did harmonies over it.
Yeah, probably then. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I know, right? That was pretty good, man.
It
was a little different than what we're used to, I think. It had some
I would say so, yeah.
Unexpected little nuggets in there. Well, let me pull up the old Roll 20. Well, like I said, I told Chris before we went on air, we're gonna get a real D20 and just start rolling it. Let's see, Chris, you get a 20, nat 20.
Whoa.
Check you out.
God damn, son.
So I can't beat that. Chris Caputo's going first.
All right, I dig this song. I wasn't expecting something to pique my interest this much. This is a good song, man. I know we mentioned Adam Levine earlier in the review, but I could have seen him doing this song, and I think it would have worked a lot better. But Chris Cornell still pulls it off great, man. Shout out to the legend. Gone too soon. But this is a great song overall. I think, I will ding at some points because I wish there was more natural drums. To me, it sounds like it's a drum machine at points. I don't know. Maybe I have to really listen to it a little more. I wish there's more like actual, more natural drums. They had a little bit in there, but it seemed like the drum pattern was like very, I guess programmed in some way. It seemed like to me.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So I will ding points off of it for that. But otherwise, the rest of the track is solid, man. I like the message, the lyrics of the song. Don't ever put out your fire. It's like a very it's like something you'd be like, you'd say to someone who's lost like any hope. I said, no, you gotta promise to not, give up. Don't put out your fire. I like it. It would have been a 4. I have to think it for those drums though. So 3.75 out of 5. This is one I really like. So.
Oh yeah, man, and I agree with you on a lot of that. To me, I guess what I'm thinking on is going to be a little bit less technical. I like the little ride we went on. Started out the little bass line, and then everything kind of came in and everything. It seemed like it was going to be a cookie cutter slash song, but there was a couple of little things in there that was different. Plus, the solo was really good. And I thought Chris did great. I thought this was a great song, man. Maybe one of the better ones on the album, but I think just a 3 is all I'm going to give it. I like it a little more than average. I probably would probably listen to this again if it came on shuffle, but I don't know that I would voluntarily go to it, if that makes any sense.
Fair enough. Yeah, I can see that.
But what did you think? If you're watching on YouTube, let us know in the comment section below. Everybody else, head over to gunsmanradio.com to get your free invite into our Discord where you can continue the conversation on Promise by Slash featuring Chris Cornell. Now, that being said, Chris, I need you to do me a favor real quick.
All right.
Pull up the spreadsheet.
Yep.
The Guns and Radio spreadsheet where we track all of our ratings. You got that up already?
I do, yes.
Head over to the Guns N' Roses tab.
All right, the main discography.
Yeah. And pick a song.
Oh, we're going GNR again? We were just doing that last week.
That's up to you. You feel free to pick from any tab that you choose. This is your birthday gift. The one I said was much lamer than a bunch of cameos from Rockstar.
Right.
So Chris Caputo's going to pick a song. Hang on, let's just zoom in on him.
Yeah, I always kind of go back to Velvet Revolver's Contraband, because that was released on my birthday in 2004.
Okay.
I recall. It was June 2004. I was 9 years old. Velvet Revolver's Contraband. So you know what? We're going to do some Velvet Revolver, which I haven't done in a while. Set Me Free.
Set Me Free by Velvet Revolver is going to be our song, chosen by the birthday boy, 30 years old. 30.
Yeah, another Velvet Revolver song, also tied to a Marvel movie. This is from that Hulk movie in 2003.
Okay.
Really bad one with Ang Lee, directing it.
I can't wait to not go back and watch that movie.
Hell yeah. I mean, we did Come On, Come In, which was from the very first Fantastic Four movie.
That's right.
And they're coming back this summer, which I'm hyped for.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go see that. But the thing is, like, I don't think there's ever been a good Hulk movie.
Yeah, to be honest, you're right there. I mean, the TV show with, Ferrigno and Bixby.
It was okay.
It was fine for the time.
Smoke a joint and it's better.
Yeah.
But like movie-wise...
Ferrigno.
Yeah, dude, I don't think they've ever... Like, the Hulk's been a fun character, like, in Thor, the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, to own his own movie, it's not doing it for me. Never have enjoyed a Hulk movie.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get one because it's still in limbo. Like, Marvel still owns the character of the Hulk, but, like, Universal Studios still has, like, the distribution rights to, like, distribute. They have first rule of, if there's a Hulk movie, we got to distribute it. So they still have to share the character. In a way, it's like, with, Spider-Man and, Sony and Disney going back and forth with the character. It's
Certainly.
Weird, but it do be like that.
Yeah. sometimes it do be that way.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you are a Patreon subscriber, then we'll be back with you here in about 10 minutes or so for our taping of Guns and Radio Shotcast, which airs on Saturday. What are we doing? We all know we ain't figured that out yet.
You'll know when we find out or when it goes live.
But if you want to find out 5 days before everybody else, then go to gunsradio.com and join our Discord. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for our show this week. I want to say thank you for coming in and being a part of this with us. If you're watching live, thanks for struggling through our technical difficulties.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all. Y'all are cool, man.
Yeah, man. And until next time, I'm Dustin Bonez.
And I'm Chris Caputo. We'll see you guys this Saturday for some Shotcast goodness. And we're going to see you next week. Back to some Revolver. Set me free. Peace.
Hell yeah.